All right, welcome to episode 13 of A Few Good Mics. We got the first of the four-man crew. Nate is back. Welcome back.
Back. Thank you. It's good to be back. It's good to be back on the podcast and watching the podcast. That's for sure.
How's it feel to be off suspension, dog?
Oh, it feels good. Feel great. Can't wait. Bumping my Bart Scott voice. That's how I feel.
They never. What they say about your appeal?
It was not up for discussion, so never really was able to give myself a second chance. Just kind of watched the podcast last week, watched Garb kill it, and that's really about it.
Yeah, that was good. It was a good time. It was kind of nice not hearing you, but I'm looking forward to having some good discussion.
Got him.
We'll see where that goes. We would like you to write a formal apology, though. Just kind of stating your actions. Well, I haven't seen it.
Okay, I'll add it to the chat tonight.
Perfect. Otherwise, yeah, that's all I got for today. So I think we'll.
All right, so there's Garb's contributions. So now let's get started with the game we just saw tonight. The Pittsburgh Penguins won Game 6 and won the back-to-back Stanley Cups for the first time that's happened in the NHL in 20 years.
Since Detroit.
Mike, you're the Preds fan. Let's hear your thoughts on the game.
Well, I think it sucked. They took away the first goal.
Agreed.
I mean, the puck was clearly loose. Granted, I don't think you could see it quite from that angle, but I mean, that just sucks. That's a huge momentum killer. That's 1-0 right there in the Preds way. And then I think, it was obviously a good game, and without the empty netter, Hornquist's goal was. As we would say when we're playing Shell, it's a shit goal right there.
That's a fluke goal, man.
That was a fluke goal.
That's a shit goal. But it is what it is. I mean, the Penguins are a good team, and so are the Predators. I think the Predators will be back next year. I think they'll be a lot better. Obviously, now playoff experience. They got a lot of young guys. They get Johansson back, and then Philo hopefully comes back as well, and that'll be a lot of experience and good for them. I think a problem that kills them and saves them is Rene. The dude is obviously not very good on the road in the playoffs, and that killed him. But overall, good year. Honestly, it's a great year for the Preds, so can't be too mad.
Well, you kind of cut out there, so I missed a little bit that you said there, but I think the injuries were a big factor in this. Having Johansson out for the entire final really hurts because that's one of your top guys not being able to give you any production right there.
Right, especially against the number one center overall. So Philo was
especially against a team. Especially against a team where I know none of us really care much for Crosby, but you need to have something to kind of counter that skill, and I just don't think Nashville is going to be able to do that without him.
Yeah, he's not a captain or anything because Fisher is, but he's just good. He's a number one center. He's extremely good and talented young guy. He stuck right with Kessel in all the Ducks games, so it sucked not having him there. It showed. So.
Yeah, I think with Nashville, the expectations they had going into the playoffs, and as a Hawks fan, I didn't really count them in or anything in the playoffs. I watched them play down in Nashville, right before the playoffs started, and they look good, but they didn't look great. So I didn't see them making much of a run, but I think they exceeded their expectations, and I think they're a young team, like you said. I think they will be back next year. They'll make a run next year. So I think that they are an up and coming team. So I think they're one of those teams to watch out for in the next year or 2 years. So
yeah, and with looking at their free agents this year, the only guys that they have to really worry about is Mike Fisher, which he's getting older anyway, so he might end up retiring. But I could see that should be pretty easy for him to come back.
Yeah, I would guess 1 to 2 year deal on that. Stays in Nashville.
And then the only other name is Yannick Weber, and still when you've got a top four like the defensemen like the Preds do, you can lose a guy like Weber and not really feel the effect. So they'll be back, and they'll be the contender for sure next year. But yeah, but you said it does suck that first goal got disallowed because the ref was caught out of position. Like, you're supposed to be behind the net when that happens, and he didn't even try to sprint to the skate toward the net. So
You know, it's almost like it sucks that the one at the ref at the blue line, which would be like kitty corner to him, can't like if the ref isn't sure down at the goal line that the ref at the kitty that can see. If you're not sure exactly, but I guess you could always say that from every angle. But it sucks that they can't almost like tag team it and have someone else blow it if you're not sure, because that was a total goal and it was fair and legit. The only thing that fucked it up was human error.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, it happens in football and it happens in every sport. I mean, it's just part of the game.
Yeah, and
It just sucks that it happens in the setting that it did. Because, yeah, you are going to have that aspect. And that's a huge issue when it comes to, or not issue, but argument with baseball and versus strikes. It's like, there's going to be mistakes. It just sucks when it comes at such a crucial moment in such a high-octane type game. Because right there that that's momentum right there. You don't know what they do, what they run with that. And
exactly. I mean, that might open the floodgates and end up putting 2 more in, 3-0. You don't know.
Yeah, but one thing that's got to be said is that Nashville still had chances the rest of the game to go ahead. Just Matt Murray that was probably the best game of his career right there, and he just stood on his head. And he had a great game.
Really say the same for Rene outside of that goal off his back.
Yeah, both goaltenders were really, really.
Now it's just 2-0, but one was an empty netter. So
yeah.
Which PK puts hitting.
And really, I'm not counting that first goal against Rene at all because they're just how it happened. So,
I mean, the argument that I want to kind of put out there, I mean, what you kind of see, I mean, everyone bashes Nashville for not being a hockey town. I mean, it's not a hockey town, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I think the biggest thing that people get wrong about Nashville is like, just because it's in the South doesn't mean people can't like hockey. I mean, I was just floating around Twitter even before the game, like just kind of seeing like, okay, Nashville's not a hockey town. Their fans don't care about hockey. It's like, I just don't get why, I mean, there's plenty of Southern hockey teams in the NHL. I just don't understand why, like, the perception is like, okay, if you live in Nashville, like, you're not a hockey fan. Like,
I agree. I think it's all.
It's annoying to me. It's really annoying. Like,
no,
I mean,
I totally get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's all. I think being in the Midwest, it's huge up here, and then obviously in Canada, and you're closer to the action and feel like you're closer to the game, and it's more yours, And you go down south, and like, there's an ice rink in almost every town in Wisconsin. I feel like every like major town, and kids play high school and stuff. They don't do that down south. That's not a thing. And I think it's just they don't feel as close to it. People up north, like, I don't think that someone is as connected to hockey as I am as a normal person in, say, Nashville, because I don't think it's there. But it is. I mean, Tampa Bay is a huge hockey town. They sell it all the time.
I think it's also.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, and I mean, I've been to a Nashville Predators game personally, and I mean, Mike has too, and I mean, I'm pretty sure both times. I mean, you were there when I was there. I mean, it was pretty much a sellout. I mean, I went to a game. It was their second last game of the season. I mean, it was pretty much a sellout. I mean, people complain about the fan base, like that chant that they do. When their guys score, and then they say, it's all your fault. You still suck. Like, I don't have a problem with that. It seems like a lot of people, a lot of hockey fans have a problem with that. I mean, I think it's hilarious. I mean, everyone tells me, I work in the South, obviously, and, what I deal with, I mean, some people in the South don't have a filter. I mean, they'll say whatever the hell you want, and they don't give a shit what you have to say about it. So, I mean, just one of those things. I mean, I just get annoyed when people bash the fan base, and it's like, yeah, I mean, a lot of them are country stars, but one thing Nashville's got that no other NHL team, if they ever want someone to sing the national anthem, if they ever want halftime entertainment, they don't have to go too far. They don't have to call people out of the blue and be like, hey, you know, you want to perform? You know, I mean, you guys saw the pregame. You guys saw the, you know, the first intermission. I mean, their talent wasn't too far away. So, I mean, I just don't really understand. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess we're kind of blessed up in Wisconsin, Minnesota. You know, it's hockey country.
Exactly.
But
I think that's
at the
a
same,
great thing.
it's like we're biased against, you know, our own state. When, you know, I mean, I've seen games in Minnesota. I've seen games in Tennessee. You know, NHL games, and it's like, you know, I mean, yeah, Minnesota people are a little more diehard, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that the fan base really doesn't give a shit about the team. I mean, yeah, Carolina. I mean, that's a prime example of, you know, no one really caring. The Florida Panthers are another example. I mean, both teams, they don't get really much of a fan base. But other than that, I mean, I think Nashville. I mean, you understand Nashville is a kind of a franchise or expansion team. You know, I mean, they were founded what 2001, 2002.
That was 99.
So, 99. I mean, still. I mean, they're still one of the newer teams, you know, in the NHL. So, I mean, you know, I don't understand why people have such a bias of, oh, they're the South, you know, they're not hockey, you know. I mean, I understand maybe they don't have college hockey, they don't have high school hockey. That's fine. Doesn't mean you can't like hockey. That's all I got.
I was just going to say before, I think it's just kind of generic perception by society, I guess. You think of Nashville, the first thing you think of is music, especially country stuff. You don't really think of hockey. I mean, obviously you could see their fans came together and they showed up. I mean, some people might argue that they're bandwagon fans, but the fact of the matter is they all came together throughout this whole finals run. But I think people, you hear Nashville, you don't think of the Predators, not at all. I mean, I'll admit that was me a few years ago. I never really got into hockey until I'd say probably in the later high school years, just because I never really grew up watching it. So I think that just kind of the issue with it being Nashville is people outright will not think of hockey, and I think that just kind of brings a negative connotation to some people who don't really understand the sport itself.
Yeah,
Oh,
I agree. I think like if you take fans out of like Winnipeg sells out every game, and like if you take fans out of Winnipeg and compare them with Nashville fans or any Southern team for the most part, you know, the fans from Winnipeg are going to know how the game works more and know a lot more about the game. That doesn't mean that the people from the South can't cheer and fill and come together and, you know, be a perfect fan base. They're just not going to be as educated until like it's a lot like when Wayne Gretzky, when he went to the Kings, you know, he kind of built hockey in California, some would say, because of what, like, he built those teams up, and it was a lot like Phoenix Coyotes right now, like a nobody. They sent Gretzky down there, and, you know, the Kings were prevalent for a long time after that, and then they still are today, obviously, like one of the powerhouses. And same with California, like all the teams out there, San Jose and Anaheim. You know, you kind of just build an interest like Nashville did now, and you shoot that ride it as long as you can.
plus, if you like drinking booze, I've never seen so many bars near an NHL arena anywhere else than where I've been in Nashville. I mean, Mike, you can relate to this. I mean, you got what 20 plus bars within spitting distance of Bridgestone Arena.
An amazing setup right there for where the stadium
so
is.
Awesome. It's so awesome. Broadway's got it made. I mean, if you're in Nashville, if you want to get shit bombed before a game, you got it made. As long as you are okay with paying $5+ for booze, fucking go with it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
All right. So, your thoughts on? I'm sure you guys have a problem with Sidney Crosby winning the Conn Smythe.
I do. Define Conn Smythe. What is it?
It's the MVP of the whole playoffs, not just the Cup Final.
Okay. So
it's
then
a playoff MVP award.
Crosby should have won that?
Well, I
don't think he was the most valuable player. I think it's like if the Cavs win, or if the Warriors, Kevin Durant probably is, but if the Cavs win almost any NBA championship, LeBron's going to get it because he's LeBron James. It's the same as hockey, and that being Sidney Crosby. Whether or not Kyrie was to go off for 40 every game, it's still going to go to LeBron because that's just the way it is. And I think that's what happened with Sid the Kid because, don't get me wrong, Sid's good, and he does things that people don't understand in hockey, don't notice. Like, he's a huge playmaker and sets things up like crazy. Yeah. And I get that, and he plays defense really well. But, I mean, Jake Gretzel dominated and put them in positions to win games and put the points on the board that won them games. And if it's the most valuable player, in my opinion, that would go to him, hands down.
Well, talking about him real quick, and I'm stretching on this because I cannot remember what it was, but didn't he – I can't remember. Didn't he break a record throughout the playoffs for
like
most
rookie goals, I think? 14.
Yeah, he's a rookie.
And it's like right there, I mean, that alone has to mean something because I think who the top slot was, it had been a while. It wasn't like it was just a few years ago. It had been some time. And I can't remember what the year was, but acknowledge the fact that a significant record is broken. I mean, not often do you have rookie records get broken like that because rookies don't play a lot in big-time games. I mean, you can, and I mean, they will here and there, but it's not like next year someone's going to go and break that record and the following year and whatnot. It's not going to happen over and over. So I think they really kind of fail to acknowledge the overall scope of who else is on that team. And, I mean, you can even tell it just in announcing players before the game where they would completely emphasize more on Crosby than anybody else in the team. And I get it. He's the fan favorite. He's one of the best players in the league. But it's like, appreciate the team as a whole. Don't single out just the one guy. And that's what it kind of seemed like they did.
Another, in my opinion, similar to this, MVP trophy in the NFL, like the Super Bowl. I might be biased, but James White was phenomenal in that Super Bowl.
Yes. Oh, no, you're not biased. I agree.
And I could be not thinking I'm biased, but I felt like he was the MVP. But again, it goes to Tom Brady, and I get it. But James White was.
Well, the thing about football, when it comes to Super Bowl MVP, sorry, I'm not trying to cut you guys off like that. I will give the NFL, though, they do a lot better about spreading it out. Because if you look at it where it would be like hockey or basketball, that would mean the quarterback would get it every year, and they don't. And I think that's the one thing that makes football so much better, that you know that there's a chance anyone can get it. I mean, linebackers, safeties, it all depends on what the game is like, where, like Mike was saying, LeBron just being who he is has a great chance to get it just because of that. And I think that's kind of what came along with Crosby, where it's almost like somebody else has to do something completely phenomenal just to be considered.
Well, Gretzel was 6 points behind Crosby, but he also had 5 more goals than Crosby. And Crosby had 19 assists, but you don't know how many of those are, like empty net assists or just when they're whooping up on a team. I felt like I said, Gretzel, when they needed a goal, he was the guy that got it for him, at least in the finals. Like, he was killer. I can't say too much about the run to the finals for them because I didn't watch that side heavily. But in these 7 games, he was MVP. He won it when they needed to win. When they needed a goal, he was there to get him a goal.
So I think, well, it wasn't like last year when they gave Crosby the Conn Smythe when it should have been Phil Kessel. But because in the Cup Final, he only had like 1 point for the whole series. But this is when he is second in the playoff in the league for playoff points and first in assists. And I mean, he obviously, like you said, gets a lead in goals, but Sidney Crosby was right there. I mean, I would have, like, if it was just a strict cup, like Stanley Cup Final MVP, I think it would have gone to Matt Murray. But I don't know. I have no problem with Crosby winning it. That's for sure.
So you're a Crosby fan, though. So
yeah, because you're Canadian and Crosby's Canadian. So
yeah, and you guys hate Crosby because.
All right, don't be talking about what I think.
I just don't think he's most stand-up dude that everybody. I think he gets a rap that he's this great guy, but
I
he's
just-
he's bashing PK's head into the ice. A
Dude, come on. Okay.
No, I don't think anyone can defend that play.
Game
That's just
one,
dirty. That's Kessler style.
he was complaining that PK's breath smelled. Like, dude, this is not fucking the middle school fucking dance.
That actually
Wow.
video that came out. I think that was a joke.
Subban was just playing with people, man.
I don't.
That's all it was. He
regardless-
was just joking to the
regardless-
media, and they ran with it. And
Regardless,
Crosby was pretty much in on the joke too.
What
He was laughing when he got asked about that.
PK went up to him and said, "Hey, fuck you," and then Sidney Crosby turned around and said, "Get the fuck out of here, you fucking idiot," or something. Because that came out and it was like mic'd up. It was on. I can retweet it. But that video came out and that's not at all what was said. That's obviously why.
well, I'm not going off what was said. I was going off what I heard and what I saw on ESPN, whatever.
Yeah. He just said that.
Like I said, the Subban joked to the media, playing with them, and then the media just ran with it. That's all it is.
That's the problem with the media. Media will run with any dumbass shit that goes on. And I mean, to be honest with you, it's just it's annoying because it's like you have guys nowadays that, I mean, for example, Kevin Frazier. Do you guys remember Kevin Frazier? He used to be on ESPN. Now he's fucking gunning at Tiger Woods all over E! News. It's like sport, just like stupid shit like, gets blown so high up that it's not even funny. Like, I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, I watched a few finals games. I didn't watch this last game is the most full game I watched. I watched the whole game. But I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, the media blows stuff up so much that doesn't even fucking matter anymore. And it's like it makes us, like outside people that, I was rooting for the Predators just like I'm rooting for the Cavaliers, but it's like they just blow things up that don't deserve to be blown up. Like, if that's not a big deal, unless Crosby said that verbatim, I don't give a shit. Like, unless he's like, okay, PK's breath fucking smells. All right, great. Well, why are we bringing this up if it's not relevant? If PK didn't actually say this, if Sidney didn't actually say this, it's just the life we live in, guys.
Heard that. Well, I'll put a stamp on the Cup Final conversation by giving a shout out to the Preds fan that was just letting Mike Milbury have it on air. I'll play the clip right now for you guys, for everyone to hear.
Improvement of sorry, got a little help in the back.
Yeah,
Startled.
your fan club is still there.
Crosby was never better than he was this series. Terrific, and I think the unsung heroes were the defense.
So you
sounded like
Nashville. You
sounded
piece
like
of
me on
shit.
Thursday night. Keith, you fucking suck.
Shout out to Keith Kerrigan for being a giant piece of shit.
Yeah. Right fielder Rockford Rivets.
Rockford Rivets.
Northwoods
Oh,
League.
why did he rob a
Northwoods
home run
League.
from you?
Oh, he was garbage. They lost like 19-4.
19-5, yeah. And
I think it was 20 to 4.
Well.
I saw the Mallards thing on my Facebook and it said 20 to 4.
No, it was
Well, the scoreboard when we were there said 19-5.
Oh, you might have been. I don't know. I'm just an outsider, but I thought you were pissed because he it was like a freaking Steve Bartman incident where Mike was going for the fucking ball drunk as a skunk, and this freaking guy took the damn ball from him, pissed Mike's drunk ass off. That's what I thought it was. So
Keith, I have
really what it was is
would anyway.
really all it was is we were just having a good time, drinking some beer, eating chicken, and he was the closest player. And we affected him. I mean, the ball got hit to left field, and he started running after it. That was
or he tries to throw it home, throws it in the dugout, tries to throw it to like third, hits like the pitcher's mound. The guy was rattled.
Y'all caused the Mets caused a problem down at Warner Park right here.
I was shocked somebody didn't come say something.
That was like senior skip day when we played the Brewers played the Cardinals. And I can't remember who the hell we were haunting that day. God, it was some guy from the Cardinals, but he had a name that was like you could easily just freaking piss him off so fucking easily. I can't remember his name. I have to look it up. But some people just have names that you just want to ruin their reputation forever. And
There's probably Pujols. You just gotta.
It wasn't
right.
It wasn't Pujols. I know that. He was a right fielder or a first baseman. I can't remember. Mike, you might remember because you were at this game with me.
I thought the senior skip day game was.
It was the Cardinals.
Was it the Arizona
Cardinals?
Yeah, the Arizona Cardinals, man.
Brewers, you dumbass.
The interleague game.
Arizona Cardinals.
Yes, you did.
No, you did.
I did not say anything about Arizona. I did not say that. Anyone can hear me say Arizona? I did not say Arizona.
Well, I can't play back the tape right now, so we'll have to leave that for later.
This. We'll leave that for our post.
I said it because I thought that's what you said, and I was like, "What?"
I wasn't talking about.
If they got Carson Palmer out there ripping dingers, I'll be there.
If they got Larry Fitzgerald fucking robbing home runs, I'll be there too.
All right. Well, actually, I thought that was going to be the last thing on the NHL playoffs, but can we all agree that the handshake line, best tradition in sports?
Yeah, hands down.
Yeah,
love
good.
seeing that every year.
I wanted to see a longer, like something like Carlson and Crosby was a little bit, like 15, 20 seconds. Like I wanted to see that with PK and Crosby, but it was very quick, and I was kind of disappointed in that. Because that's like one of the things you look forward to. Even if they lost, I won't turn it off until the handshake line's done because I want to see like how long it is with each person, if anyone says anything, just kind of feel it out. And I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, all the individual battles in the series, and so. All right, next up, let's talk a little bit of NBA Finals. We've had some blowouts. We've had one close game. It's a 3-1 series with Game 5 tomorrow night. What do you guys think? Is there any chance the Cavs repeat that performance and end up winning Game 5? Or is this series over?
All right, Mike, want to start talking stupid now or later?
What's that?
Mike,
we got a duel going.
Let's hear you come out with some way that Cleveland's going to come back and.
I wouldn't say they couldn't. I wouldn't say it's impossible.
Oh,
hey, all I gotta say is Akron, Ohio. That's where I come from.
But it's not. But anyway,
no, it's not.
I think I hated the Game 3 that they lost because they were winning that game and then they pissed it away right at the end with poor defense and
Kevin Durant's clutch.
Well, 11-0 run right there to finish it off. Cleveland had that game.
Yeah, I think that screwed them. I think they win that. It's a totally different series, even if they lost the fourth game. But I think overall their odds are obviously against them. It's going to be tough, but I'm not going to say it's impossible. I don't think with LeBron James and Kyrie Irving on the same side, it's impossible.
All right. Do we think that the Patriots are going to come back from 28-3? Oh, I sure as hell didn't. I thought it was game over. I mean, they came back last year. What makes you think they can't come back again? Same rosters, except Durant. That's it.
Except Durant, yeah, the second best player in the league. They got.
I would say fourth, but okay.
No, I'm not saying that it's impossible. I mean, obviously Cleveland has the weapons and the ability to do it. I just don't think it can happen. I don't know. I think they played lights out. I mean, when you score 49 points in the first quarter, there's a lot that you got to do wrong to then lose that game. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like we spoke last week. I'm happy that at least Cleveland got a game because if Golden State would have swept the playoffs, that would have been terrible for the NBA. So I'm happy for that aspect. I wouldn't mind Cleveland taking another one. I mean, obviously, Game 7 is one of the best things in sports.
Agreed.
I'm going to have the same philosophy I did with the Super Bowl, like you were saying. I have no bearing on who wins, and the Bucks aren't there. So for me, I'm watching for fun, and that's all I care about is let's just make it a good series. So if it goes to 7 games, it goes to 7 games. If it ends in 5, I mean, to me, it don't matter. I'm just looking to have some good games here to finish it up because 1 and 2 were not really exciting at all.
Yeah, regardless, it'd be nice to have a good basketball game to watch, but that appears to be hard to find.
It was a blowout in Game 4, but that was still probably the best. That was the best game of the series, hands down. That was so much fun to watch. Just because all the back and forth, the refs add in that intrigue with their awfulness.
Refs were terrible, and Draymond's a piece of shit.
Draymond incident.
Draymond's a piece of shit human being. Just a piece of shit freaking human being. And it's just, like, come on, like, he makes it seem, he's like, oh, people of Cleveland aren't that educated. You grew up in Michigan. Is Michigan really that much better than Cleveland? Not really. Detroit's got a higher crime rate than freaking Cleveland does, so you're a fucking idiot too. So you're so brilliant. And he's probably the 4th best. He is the 4th best player on that team, FYI.
Now, I might be thinking wrong, but I thought that was Zaza that was doing all that trash in Game 4. I don't remember what Draymond did.
Well, it's just Draymond how, like,
what he does.
They messed up the technicals on that play.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like, it was Kerr in the first half, not Draymond. If they would have just flipped it around and said, yeah, Draymond got it, but we're calling the tech on Steve Kerr now, it would have been done. But
yeah.
Can I say that Zaza's probably the only guy I like on the Warriors? Can I say that out loud?
No, you can't. You like Zaza?
Yeah, you're in on dirty
really?
players and the Warriors in general.
Bucks.
And you're gonna like
Zaza punched someone in the nuts last game.
Yeah, like, and you just said you're a Cavs fan. Like, what the hell? Did you watch it? I didn't even watch it. I took that from it.
I can't stand watching Zaza play. One, because he's absolute trash at basketball, and he thinks because he's on the Warriors that he's just like the Cavs players, role players do, that they're entitled to everything. Then he goes and punches a dude in the nuts, doesn't get ejected. I don't know how that happens, even after they review it. So
Nate's laptop froze. That's
fun.
Lots of fun. Never fails at about 35 minutes in.
Come on, you got a decent job now, Nate. Get a new computer. One that actually works for 30 minutes.
Quad core, whatever. I don't know. He's got a big old thicky, but
he's like, I'm a huge Cavs fan, born in Akron, whatever. I hate Draymond, he's dirty, this and that.
But I like Zaza.
But I like Zaza. Are you what? Have you watched the guy play ever? Who was it earlier this year when he was into an altercation with? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
For being dirty. Was it James Harden?
No, it was Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, that's exactly.
He stepped under his foot.
Yeah, the guy's always getting called out for being dirty. Deliberately punches, was it Shumpert?
Yeah, he punched Shumpert in the nuts.
In the nuts. And Nate'll sit here and tell you he's a Cavs fan, but he doesn't mind watching Pachulia.
Oh, Zaza, like Dan was saying, he might have played for the Bucks, but he's got a pretty long record of playing pretty dirty. And,
like, what the? Nate's back to being on planet Jupiter here.
So, yeah, jeez, I can't defend that at all. I even tweeted during the last game. It's like, I hope the Cavs win, or not the Cavs. I hope the Warriors finish this off, just so I don't have to watch Zaza play another game. So we'll see if Nate comes back sometime this century. So.
I think like the world just gets mad at him for saying stupid shit and takes care of his computer.
Yeah, that was divine intervention right there. But you guys got anything else on the finals? Any other thoughts?
I'll be honest. I'll say this straight up. I think that these finals, regardless, I have cared less about and frankly watched less of than any other finals in the past probably 5 years. Just because I think I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the same two teams going at it. I mean, third time around, what did it go the first time? Right, because it went 7 last year. I mean,
It went
First
we're
one
in
was
5
4-2.
it went how
yeah,
many?
first it was 6 games the first time.
I just like him. I'll watch it. I'm just not interested. It's not, regardless of who finally comes out. I mean, I'm a LeBron guy. I'd like to see him come out with it, but tired of this. I mean, if I had to, I'd rather seen the Spurs and Raptors go at it. There's new faces in there. I don't want to see these people all the time.
I hear you. I wish I at least could think that the Raptors have a chance, but
It's just not interesting anymore.
it'll be hard,
At least-
especially because
at least with
everyone
the
wants to load up with LeBron. Or
I feel like at least with the Penguins repeating, it's a lot harder in hockey, in my opinion.
yeah, just because of the physicality of the game and all that, but how much it takes out of you. And
And there's no way.
like anyone can come out of nowhere and just win a
Yeah.
Stanley Cup. That's what's so great about hockey. Same thing. I mean, say the same thing with say what you want about baseball, but even then, just payrolls don't matter in baseball, really.
And even at the Penguins, they didn't steamroll the playoffs. They went to a Game 7 before they even got to the Cup.
Yeah, and you could see that they were really
Actually,
tested by
went to 2 Game
Ottawa
7s.
too.
Did they go to Game 7 with the Caps too?
Yeah,
They went to 2 Game 7s.
so and then Nashville, they swept the Blackhawks out of nowhere, and then they go on have a hard series with the Ducks.
Blue.
I don't know, and it's the Blues and then the Ducks after that, but yeah,
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I was talking to, I think I was talking to you guys about this last weekend too, but it's like Golden State right now, it's just the only team that can really compete against them in the West is San Antonio, which I think if Kawhi doesn't get hurt, makes a pretty legitimate run against them. I mean, you don't just get up by 25 by not being able to stand your ground. But when you look at the East, it's like I don't know if there's anyone that can really go up against Cleveland yet. And I get you guys like LeBron and whatnot, but I mean, he's been there 7 years in a row, and I think the generic fan is just kind of wanting to see something new. I don't know.
yeah.
It's nice to know to have the trilogy aspect here, the rubber match, game 3 or series 3 on these guys, but it's like
I'm not.
you would never see that in any other sport where you got the same team. I mean, you can have one team go back multiple years. I mean, Buffalo did it 4 years in a row in the NFL, but to have the same 2 teams just keep going at it, it's going to get old really quick if some people haven't felt that way already.
And if it's someone has to step up next year, or else if it happens like a 4th year in a row, like just the year after that, I could see a total like dip in the ratings, just because like who cares if we're why would I watch it? It's just going to end up being the same anyway.
Next year, I can honestly say I don't think I'd probably even watch him unless I was really bored. There's no reason for me to watch that.
It's like watching a shitty Netflix show. Like you don't want to watch it, but you watch it anyway.
Hey, it's for something to do, something to pass the time.
All right, so
Yeah, I
Nate,
mean,
are you going to defend your Zaza Pachulia crap or not?
Okay, legitimately, I did not turn my computer off because I knew I was going to get roasted. I'm being fucking serious. You guys have seen my computer have its down days, and today was one of them. But anyway, as far as Zaza, I mean, play for the Bucks. Can't hate him in that way. You always see all of our boys, Aaron Rodgers, tweet about Zaza and shit. So what's not? I mean, yeah, he's a sketchy fucking player. Don't get me wrong. His freaking kids were threatened after that Spur series. Am I right? Like at their own school. Was I right or was I wrong?
Well, like he got death threats after.
Anyway, I mean,
After that.
yeah, he trips people. Yeah, he does dumb shit. Yeah, I mean, he's not a good player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna seriously like.
So where's the good part here?
Where do you like
what's
him?
going
The good
on?
part is he's the only one that gets rebounds on the Warriors.
Oh,
Rest those guys, freaking shoot.
Kevin
Who's getting the
Durant gets
goddamn
boards.
rebounds?
Steph
It's
Curry
Zaza.
got 10 boards last game.
That's great. You got 10 boards.
He's the
10
only one
boards
that
too
gets
many.
rebounds.
Yeah. Who won?
Like
Who won?
this guy?
Cleveland won. Cleveland won that game anyway. It doesn't matter if you got 10 boards or 50 boards. They still lost. It's all about the scoreboard, man. It's all about the scoreboard.
If it's all about the scoreboard, why do you care if he's getting rebounds?
I'm just
Yeah, 'cause
saying,
he's not
fucking
scoring.
Durant doesn't get rebounds like he should. Durant's a scorer. That's all
Like
he is.
someone based on their rebound ability, which if I look the stats up, Zaza's got to be like middle to end of that roster for rebounds.
Kevin Durant's averaging 8 rebounds a game.
Well, what is Zaza averaging? Tell me what he's averaging.
Would be like
About to look it up right now, dude. About to
Tell me
compare it.
what.
So,
Right, well,
Zaza Pachulia averaged 5.52 rebounds a game in the
Boom.
regular season.
regular season. That's a key point right there.
Yeah, get playoffs.
all right. I
want to see
Oh, yeah,
playoffs.
regular
Is he
season
averaging
or
9?
playoffs?
Because he's averaging 9. I'm in the clear, boys.
He ain't
I would
averaging
declare.
9, dude.
He's probably, I don't think he's ever
8.5.
averaged 9 anything in his entire career.
9 points.
No.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
That's for the entire season. That's playoffs and regular season. Like the site I'm on doesn't let me just pick playoffs.
okay. So it's irrelevant. It's an irrelevant website. It
All
doesn't
right,
let
according
you.
to-
If it doesn't let you filter,
According-
it's
okay.
not a relevant website.
According to NBA.com and their stats, so far in this playoffs alone, Zaza Pachulia is averaging 3.9 rebounds a game.
And that's because he doesn't get the playing time he deserves.
But I
This
thought
is
he's the
why I
only
like
one
to
that gets
watch it.
boards. If he was the only one to get boards,
Yeah, but on the off the bench, he's their sixth man. He doesn't
he
start.
starts every
obviously.
game.
Barely starts every game.
I thought you
You-
watched.
If you want to call that starting, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Here's why Nate likes Zaza is because he played for the Bucks at one point, and A-Rod posted his first Instagram video.
Not even.
That is the only reason. Because the shit you just said about rebounds, you were finger feeding out of your ass, dude. There's garbage.
Never y'all win.
Kevin Durant averaging 8 rebounds. Let's see. I'm gonna look up Steph Curry because he's a guard, the smallest guy on the
I don't
court.
care about Steph Curry. He's Steph Curry.
Yep, Steph Curry is averaging 6 rebounds a game. The playoffs. So
Whatever. Doesn't matter. Irrelevant stat. I'm not saying
I
Zaza's
just
the man
blasted
or
your
anything.
entire argument. So
I'm just saying
You
Steph.
said that you like to watch a guy for getting rebounds, which is bizarre.
Well, I'm sorry. Sorry, I appreciate the
Like, what are you
Sorry, I appreciate the craft of rebounds.
You
Sorry,
appreciate 3
rebounds
rebounds
only
a
going
game?
by the fucking wayside.
You're appreciating 3 rebounds a game.
Yeah, because he goes for the jump ball and then they throw him out and then he hurts somebody and then whoa, you're Kawhi Leonard. Who freaking cares?
You are appreciating a basketball player that gets 3 rebounds a game. I don't know why you're not a LeVar Ball fan then.
Our ball hasn't done shit. That's why.
He probably had the same stats as Zaza.
He had worse stats than Zaza.
Not by much.
By a lot, actually.
Appreciate
We all
his
gonna-
rebound ability. Guy
Are we
gets
gonna-
3 rebounds a game.
Sorry for going off on a limb. Sorry for changing the game, boys.
An irrational limb with no factual information behind it at all. If that's what we're doing, I'll go off on a limb way more.
Are you gonna say
No,
Sam Costello is the best player and ever played for the Bucks?
I could, with your logic. He gets rebounded, probably more than 3.
Not quite the same, but yeah, okay. Not going off on a limb. Because he was one of the top 3 Bucks players in that era. It would go Ray Allen, obviously, Big Dog Glenn Robinson, and then Sam
What
Cassell.
about tractor trailer?
Yeah, what about Gary Payton?
Don't you? That's not a trade you want to talk to me about.
What about Desmond
It's not-
Mason?
It's not also as well. Same part of that trade you do not want to talk to me
What
about.
about Joel Przybilla? You know who that is?
Yeah, I know. He's a white guy.
What
Played
about
for the Gophers. 7-1. Played for the Bucks and the T.
Does he get
Blazers.
rebounds, though?
What about Tim Thomas?
Tim Thomas was good. He was a good player.
All right, we are moving on from this shit topic.
Yeah, that's it.
This is a garbage topic. This is what happens when my computer blows up. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's your computer's fault. You like Zaza
I'm
Pachulia.
blaming my computer. Everybody has a complaint for what they fuck up nowadays. I'm gonna fucking go with the flow.
All right. Well, make sure you get a new computer before next Sunday, and then.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually
What? You gonna
stand.
pay me? You gonna give me a $300 reimbursement for a new computer?
Well, that's probably
if-
that's probably why it crashes. You're only spending $300 on a computer.
No,
Put it
I
on
got
the
this.
company credit card.
Yeah, Mooney. If you ever give me it.
Yeah, just make sure it's on your name and your credit.
Sorry, I got great credit, so I don't care.
All right, there you go.
I'm
Company
your
card.
sales manager. Let me do my job.
Yeah, get us a car, dude. Do your job.
Moving on.
We don't need a card.
What are we moving on to? Let's go. Let's just wrap
Hey,
this
let's-
up right now. Let's go to the
No,
5
let's
minutes.
not wrap this up. Let's talk about what Mooney was talking about because it's so relevant, and we so care about Big 12 football that it's so relevant in a few good mics.
I was just throwing stuff out there. 'cause
Anyway,
Mike
I will-
didn't
I will
throw any-
announce-
do
I will
anything.
announce the subject. Bob Stoops recently retired from the University of Oklahoma. Very pristine coach. Coached a lot of criminals and got them to the NFL. So, hell of a coach. Anybody else have any thoughts aside from me?
I just want to comment on you making fun of Mooney for wanting to bring in Big 12 football, but you tried to bring in SEC softball 2 weeks ago. Just
On
throwing
Twitter.
True story. That is very
On
true.
Twitter.
And the group text.
That's great. You want to bring group text up? That's great.
it was on the podcast.
So
Maybe I used that as my 2 minutes. I don't fucking remember.
no, you brought up like women's UFC and Reebok on your 2 minutes.
That was like 4 weeks ago. Get over it, man. You brought up some shitty topics too.
Hey, sometimes there's slow weeks and sometimes there's just really bad ideas.
Hey, they're the same damn thing if you ask me. Anyway, anyone else got any thoughts about Bob Stoops retiring?
Nope.
I wish him
Got
the best
nothing.
of luck in his future endeavors.
Don't care.
We'll probably see him on ESPN doing TV.
All I know is his brother is going to suck dick in the SEC next year, just like he has for the last about 6-7 years. So that's all I got.
Now let's wrap this up. We got our 2 minute segment. Stuff you've seen during the last week that you want to talk about. This is you got the floor. Nate, you haven't been on in a while, so we'll give it to you first.
Johnny on the spot, I guess. So, all right, can I pass it to someone else? Because I'm not ready for this. All right, Mike, because you're
Are
so
you
ready.
ever ready?
You're so ready for this, Mike. Go.
I want to take my 2 minutes and describe to Nate some of the good deals out there. Best Buy Open Box has computers probably $200. You know, you can get a
No. I get emails from Best Buy every week, and they're like $250 plus. So they're high.
Oh man. Honestly, I want these basketball finals to be over, and I want football to start. Shout out to the Packers. Go Pack, go!
All right, Garb or Nate, which one of you guys are next?
Garb, go ahead.
First off, I just want to remind everybody listening that Tuesday, June 13th, get your free taco at Taco Bell. Thanks to the Warriors winning Game 3. I think the hours on that is like 3 to 6 or something like that. So make sure you go and get that free taco. Make it work. Free taco. You gotta work for it. Second, I just want to bring in U.S. Open coming to Erin Hills. Excited to have that back in Wisconsin. Actually, I don't even know the last time that I was here, if it ever was. Typically, it's the PGA Championship up at Whistling. But all right, thank you. But I think that's going to be great for the state. Obviously, having a major for any state is awesome, but having it for our state is going to be pretty cool to watch. Wish I could make it down. I know there's still days available and whatnot, but thinking it's going to be a lot more comfortable watching from the couch at home. So I have no idea who will win. I don't typically follow golf too much, but whenever it comes to Wisconsin, I always get excited about it. So I don't know, just kind of tune in and we'll see what happens. But great for the state of Wisconsin on that.
All right, I'm ready. Well,
you are ready this time.
All right, yeah. It's good to be off suspension. I feel like my suspension was not well deserved, but I feel like we're hitting a new horizon with this 4-man podcast, and I'm looking forward to it. I feel like there's been a lot of good feedback tonight. I feel like there's been a lot of chatter, a lot of good information putting out there, a lot of computers blowing up and shit like that. And I second Garb. I think U.S. Open coming back to Wisconsin, or U.S. Open coming to Wisconsin, is a good thing because it's going to attract a lot of good tourism to Wisconsin. All your hotels from Madison all the way up to Green Bay are going to be packed to the brim because everyone. Erin Hills, I've been out there just to see the place. I mean, it's a wide open field. It's even more open than Whistling Straits is. I mean, it's a wide open field. It's not even as walkable as Whistling Straits. But I mean, I think it's tourism wise, and I think, anybody on the podcast needs tickets. My cousin works for the Wisconsin PGA, so just give me a holler and I'll somehow hook you up. So
hook me up. Hook me up.
All right, let me know.
All right, I would like to spend my minutes on giving a shout out to the city of Nashville. They put on a great show for the Stanley Cup Final, and capping it off by booing the hell out of Gary Bettman. That's probably one of the greatest sights every year, is because he is easily the worst commissioner in sports, and I hate Gary Bettman. Yeah.
See,
boo the hell out of him. I never stop booing Gary Bettman.
Can I counter you on that? Can I counter you for the last topic? Sure. I think Roger Goodell is worse than Gary Bettman. Why do you think Gary Bettman's worse than Roger Goodell?
Why? Well, Roger Goodell, he's say what you want about him, and the only thing he's really done wrong is obviously the way he handles player suspensions and stuff. But other than that, he's he brought football back to LA. That was fine. Moving the draft around, that's a good thing. The state of the NFL's never been higher. So,
see, I think they're kind of both right here. They're both right here. I don't think one's better than the other. I think Batman has expanded more hockey markets than Goodell has in his tenure. But
I don't think it's just a coincidence that a Canadian team hasn't won the cup since he took over as commissioner.
Oh God, this bias!
Are you serious?
This bias shit. This is what we have to listen to. Biased ass podcast.
He rigs it.
He does not.
They don't want him to win. He was brought.
How does he enforce that?
He was brought in to play the game in America,
He brought
and they
Winnipeg back.
keep on winning.
If he didn't bring Winnipeg back, would he not? Does he not like Canada?
What a team in Quebec City instead of Vegas.
Okay, whatever. That doesn't mean
That is why you're mad.
Didn't even think about it. You say, "Oh, Vegas is a great hockey
Quebec
market."
City. Why the hell would you put a team in Quebec City? It
Better
even
than
spell
Vegas,
Quebec?
better than having Florida teams, better than having the Coyotes.
NFL can do it. Why can't the NHL?
Dude, Tampa Bay gets a lot of people.
Tampa Bay's won how many freaking cups? They've won a few cups with some good fucking talent. Like, what are you talking
They've
about?
won one, and they like.
Yeah, they have
them
a
and the
big,
Florida
they had a
Panthers.
big four.
How much of their attendance are just away fans?
Who cares about the freaking Panthers? No one cares in Florida about the Panthers.
Hey,
The only
I don't think
team-
you're trying to
the
move
only
the
team-
Jags, Tony.
The only team with relevant hockey in Florida is the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's it. That's it.
I don't
That was
think I
horrible.
can say that
Keep booing Gary Bettman.
he says he's better in the league. No Canadian teams have won, and you're blaming him for that. Like he's
I'll
You're
secretly
gonna
blame him. I'll
blame
blame
the
whoever I
commissioner?
want.
Come
I'll
on.
blame
he's
him.
secretly trade blocking trades.
Oh,
and
he is cock blocking all teams from Canada to win a damn freaking
he's got
Stanley
like
Cup.
the Buffalo Wild Wings guys out there making the puck go.
He's
the
got
other
the guys hitting the fucking button saying, "Hey, you are not gonna fucking."
like just that's
He-
totally.
he's got-
That's
got
what he's
Zaza-
fucking doing.
He's throwing Zaza Pachulia out there to kick everyone in the nuts with the skates, and that's it.
That was almost as bad as Nate Zaza comment. What you said, so
Keyword is almost not quite as bad though.
because your comment was
was worse.
stupid. It was worse.
Well,
that might have been the worst take in the history of the podcast.
Here's
Zaza
the thing.
Pachulia.
if I would have had my full take and not had a bad computer blow up malfunction, I might have had a more approachable argument with that.
Okay, just stop right now. Then give us your argument because it was rebounds 20
I
minutes
don't
ago.
have an argument anymore. It's over with. That conversation's done with.
Because you got nothing.
Yeah, 'cause
You
we
got
trashed
on
you.
your
Everyone
stupid rebound
trashed you.
comment.
You guys trashed me. Okay, it's over. Mooney's
All
comment
right.
was worth.
And on that note,
All right, hey Mooney, finish up your final 2 minutes here.
that's it. Boo Gary.
That's all you
Bettman.
got.
That's all I got.
Right. Just
I
quick.
shit.
Carson Wentz, next Aaron Rodgers.
Yep, pretty much. Take it or leave it.
What?
That's
Leave
it.
it. Leave
I
it.
will
not even gonna think of that.
And
I'll
with
think
that,
about that in 10 years when I'm worth $1 million. Y'all are sitting on your couch at your grandma's house.
Love my grandma.
I love my grandma. I will
and
be
with
there.
that, we are going to end episode 13 of A Few Good Bikes. I'd like to thank y'all for listening, whether you're watching on YouTube, listening on iTunes, wherever you're listening. Follow us on Twitter, tweet at us, comment on the YouTube video. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Give us your thoughts. We'll see you next week. See ya.